I want to do this video I want to talk to church people. This video is specifically to church people, and I'll be saying some things that you probably will not feel comfortable with, because I know this is a topic or this is a subject that most of us we don't want to hear it. So, but this has been in my heart since I started making video for 2 years now. This 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 idea has been in my heart. In fact, I've done this video before and I took it down. I posted it and then I took it down because I felt like maybe it came out the wrong way. But I want to post this video. This particular one, I'm gonna post it because I'm seeing some things that I really don't feel comfortable with some things. And as a leader, when you see a disorder, you gotta correct it. You need to correct it. That's the purpose of leadership. I think the purpose of leadership is for you to point out, for you to discern disorder and correct it. That's the purpose of leadership. So wherever you are, if you're a leader or if you have a leadership mindset, growing up in the church, being a leader in church for like 20 years now, when I see a disorder, I want to point it out. I don't feel comfortable when there is a disorder, whether disorder of, in the structure of a group or in the character of the people, or, I want to point it out. I want to talk about it because it makes me uncomfortable. It makes me really uncomfortable. So I'm going to say some things that some of you is going to make you reevaluate your Christian life. I like to deal on topics that are tough topics. I love to handle tough topics, It brings out the best out of me. Today, I fought my greatest battle in church. And I've been in church for quite some time. And I think that most church people are very mean and very aggressive. And I've come to a point where I want to say that I'm tired of church people, and I'm tired of church, and I'm tired of religion. I'm tired. I'm just tired of church. Now, I'm not saying that I won't go to church or that I will stop going to church. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is that I'm tired of people who belong to the church, who do religious activities, but they are very mean. I don't like when people are mean, You see, I have a gift of discernment by the grace of God. I discern people's character, I discern people's intentions. If I come around you, my radar is turned on. I want to discern your spirit. I want to discern your heart. I want to know your spirit. You can be saying one thing and your spirit is saying something else. I think that there's a spirit we need to handle in church. There's an aggressive spirit I've seen in the church. And I think we need to talk about it, and we need to handle it. The prodigal son in the Bible says he took of his portion of his father's wealth, his own portion. And it's not a wrong thing to take your own portion. He was smart enough to take his own portion. The Bible says he traveled to a far country. And I think that the only sin of the prodigal son was that he didn't maintain a communication with his father. He didn't maintain the closeness with his father. I think that was the only problem. But for him to ask of his own portion of his father's wealth and property. I mean, every son should do that at a point in time. You should go to your father and request to be released because you're not going to stay with your father forever. So there was nothing wrong with the prodigal son asking for his portion of the father's blessings or father's wealth. I think where he got it wrong was that he went too far and there was no communication with the father. But when he came back home, the Bible said when he came back to his senses and he went back to his father, the elder brother was angry. The elder brother was angry. And the elder brother was angry that he came back. There is a spirit in the church, I will call it the spirit of the elder brother, the spirit of envy, the spirit of comparison, the spirit of competition, the spirit of enmity, the spirit of strife, the spirit of gossip, the spirit of backbiting. So you see, so when I say I'm tired of church people, I'm really tired of church people. And I'm tired of church because people don't understand this. You need to have a personal relationship with God. You need to understand why you're a Christian. I think that the first fruit of a good Christian is love and kindness. When you say you're a Christian, people should see kindness in you, compassion in you, the way you handle people around you, the way you talk to people and talk about people behind their back. So some years ago, I went through a situation in life, and I want to say this: when I was going through that situation, it was painful. I was going through pains, and I was depressed. And the painful aspect, what pained me the most wasn't really the situation. It was what people in church were saying about it. People I trusted, people I respected, you know, that added to my pains. And I thought about leaving the church, and I thought about just looking for somewhere else. And, you know, I just want to say this. We need to handle this spirit in church that makes people to be aggressive to one another, people to be envious and jealous of one another. When you hear someone's testimony, how do you feel? I want to ask you, when you hear someone's testimony, how do you feel? When someone comes back to the church, maybe the person backslided and came back to the church, how do you feel? There's a spirit of the elder brother that we need to deal with in church. We need to handle it. How do you feel when someone else is succeeding and God put you on hold? How do you feel? So when the prodigal son came back, the elder brother was angry because he didn't want his brother to come back. He didn't want him to come back. That's a very devilish spirit. And I see that among church people. Now, when I say church people, I'm not talking about people that have personal relationship with God. Because when you meet someone that has a relationship with God, there is a texture to their spirit. You can feel their spirit. You can feel the depth of love they have for God and for people. But there are people that just come to church for religious activities, for social activities, to meet people. And such people, they are dragging for position in church. They are fighting people. They are conniving against people. They are ganging up against people. They have that spirit of competition and comparison. All they do is talk about people. And such people, the Bible says, stay away from them. The Bible says, stay away from such people that sow bad seeds of discord among you. There are two brothers in the Bible called Cain and Abel. The Bible said that Abel offered sacrifice to God and God received it. Cain offered sacrifice to God, God didn't receive it. Not because his sacrifice was bad, not because he brought the bad thing to God or rotten thing, but because his heart was wrong. He had a bad spirit. I want to talk about bad spirit. People who have unforgiving spirit. People who have spirit of grudges and the spirit of bitterness and strife. Someone hurt your feelings in the church and you don't want to forgive, and you're still coming to church. You don't want to talk to the person. You don't want to see the person eye to eye, and you're still coming to church, and you're serving in the church, and you have position in church, and you're a pastor, you are an elder, you are a deaconess, or whatever you call yourself. You sing in the choir, or you serve in the ushering department. But there is somebody in the same church you don't see eye to eye. An unbeliever is better than you. An unbeliever is better than you. And I begin to wonder, what is wrong with the church people? The sense of competition in church. People are competing. Who dresses better than the other? Who has a better car than the other? I don't get it. I don't get it. If you are coming to serve God, then come and serve God and go back home. It's not a place for you to gang up against people. It's not a place for you to have cliques in church. You have your own group that you talk to, and you don't talk to any other person. If anybody is not in your group, you don't talk to the person. That's a spirit. That's a bad spirit. So God spoke to Cain and he said to him, you have a bad spirit. And I've seen people of God who are anointed, who speak in tongues, but they have a bad spirit. Unforgiving spirit. Spirit of hatred. Spirit of hatred. You see that something wrong happened to someone. You don't even call the person to ask questions, and all you do is gossip and carry it around. You don't even know what happened. All you do is carry the news and tear the person apart. That's a bad spirit. And I think we need to start confronting that spirit in church. Because I'm tired of church people. I'm just tired. Church people, I'm tired of church people. It's a bad spirit. That's a spirit that makes people to leave the church. There are other two brothers, Esau and Jacob. Yeah, Esau and Jacob. Esau was the elder brother. He was supposed to have the blessing of his father. But the Bible says that God preferred Jacob. God loved Jacob. God said, Jacob I love, Esau I hate. And there's nothing you can do about it. So what I'm trying to say is, when you observe that God is blessing someone, be happy with the person. Don't be angry with someone because, God is blessing the person and God puts you on hold. Yes, God can put you on hold. God can put you on hold. Someone else can get married and the person, probably you've been in church and the person just joined the church and, you've been in the fellowship for a long time and you've been believing God for marriage, and suddenly a new convert comes in and gets married and you are not happy. Let me tell you something. The blessing of someone else is a test to you. Whenever God is blessing someone beside you, He's just testing you. He's just trying your heart. He wanted to see the condition of your heart. Anytime God is blessing somebody beside you, He's testing you. It's a test that you must pass. And most of us, we don't pass the test. So when God blesses someone beside us, we become angry. You're bitter. You become hateful against the person. I think the right thing to do is to call the person and congratulate the person and be happy with the person. The Bible says, rejoice with those that rejoice and mourn with those that mourn. But some of us, especially people in church, when you see someone that God is blessing, you are angry. You are angry. You are not happy with someone's blessing. Someone bought a house, you are not happy. Somebody bought a car, you are not happy. Somebody gets married, you are not happy. Why? How will God bless you if you are not happy with somebody else? My question, I'm asking church people, how will God bless you if you are not happy with someone else's blessing? And the Bible says, why is there competition and comparison among you? Why? If you are angry that God is blessing somebody, then ask God to bless you. So Esau was unhappy with his brother because God blessed him, because the blessing of his father went to him. You cannot go up in life by tearing people down. You cannot go up in life by tearing people down. I want to repeat it. You cannot go up in life by tearing people down. If all you do is use your mouth to gossip, to backbite, and you speak against people and tear them apart, you cannot be blessed. You cannot. God will keep you down because you have a bad spirit. You have an evil spirit. That's a bad spirit. I don't care how many years you've been in church. I don't care your title and your position. If you're not happy with someone, there's no way your door will open. It doesn't work that way. This is a natural law. This thing works irrespective of your religion. I've met a Muslim man who was so kind to me. During my youth service back in Nigeria, in Bauchi State, I met a Muslim man who gave me the key to his house. He said, "This is my spare key. You are free to enter my house anytime. Eat whatever you want to eat. Sleep here if you want to." A Muslim man. And I've met some Christians who are so aggressive, who are so hateful, who are so, I don't get it. What is wrong with us? What is wrong? What is wrong? And sometimes I'm like, this is not right. If you say you're a Christian, you need to bear the fruits of Christianity. And what is the fruit? You gotta love people. You gotta love people. You gotta have compassion. Be kind to people. Be kind. They don't have to be members of your church. They don't have to be in your clique. Be kind. Have that spirit. Be kind. That's what Christianity is all about. I think that's what Christianity is all about. David in the Bible, God said, David is a man after my own heart. Do you know why God said that? And David committed murder. David slept with someone's wife. David did all those bad things. And God said, he's a man after my heart. Saul did not sleep with another man's wife. God rejected him. Why? Why did God reject Saul? Why did God reject Saul? Saul was the king. And God said, no, I rejected him. For I have chosen a man after my heart. Why? Because David had a good spirit. David has a soft spirit. David was a man that you can come and cry to him and he will listen. Read the book of Psalm and you see the heart of David. When he sins against God, he goes and starts crying. That's a soft spirit. And I don't see that heart in church. I don't see the spiritual brokenness in church among some people. I'm sorry, but I have to put it this way. Some of us, we need to understand what spiritual brokenness is. We need to be broken. We need to understand kindness and compassion as part of Christianity. I don't care if you have all the gift of the Holy Spirit, if you are not kind, if you are not loving to people, if all you do is tear people's personality apart behind their back, that is not Christianity. If you say you are a Christian, you gotta love people, show kindness, be kind. That's what Christianity is all about. Jesus brought love. The Bible says, for God so loved the world that he gave his only son. He brought love to the world. You gotta love people who don't look like you, who are not from your tribe, who don't come to your church. So let's deal with that aggressive spirit. I'm tired of aggressive spirit in church, where sisters are against sisters, and brothers are against brothers, and ministers are against ministers, and pastors are against pastors, and there is competition everywhere. Competing, whose church is bigger than the other, whose congregation is bigger than the other. Who cares? Who cares? And some people leave their church and go to another church to pull out members to bring to their church. That's not soul winning. Taking people out of their church to put in your church is not soul winning. Are we not serving one God, one kingdom? Have a good spirit. Be compassionate. That's how you win souls. You win soul with love and compassion. That's what Christianity is all about. Let's stop all this bad spirit and bad heart. If someone hurts you, let the person know that he hurt you or she hurt you. Tell the person, you hurt my feelings, but I've forgiven you because you're my brother, you're my sister. That I forgave you doesn't mean we are friends. I can forgive you, but we are not friends. But at least I've forgiven you. You are my brother. I know this video is long. I've carried this message for like 2 years. It's been in my heart. And I feel like I should share this message with you. Share this video with people. Share it with church people. Especially those who go to church and they are not bearing the fruits of Christianity. I'm tired of them. If you say you love God, you need to show love. God is love. God bless you.